Dobro пожаловать. Welcome.
Thank
you
you.
very much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and maybe we start that you just gave a short introduction of who you are and where you come from.
Thank you. My name is Yerdoulet Rahmatullah, and I am aspiring youth advocate from Shymkent City, Kazakhstan, and I'm concerned about nuclear security and AI safety. And here I'm representing Kazakh youth under Youth for TPNW and STEP Organization for Peace NGO at the second MSP to the TPNW.
How did you get involved in the disarmament work?
So I'm still a junior in nuclear affairs. My journey started a few years ago in 2020 when I was an intern at German political foundation Friedrich Ebert Stiftung in Kazakhstan. So my colleague Medet Süleyman, he suggested me to organize some kind of educational activity for young people who are interested in nuclear non-proliferation and disarmament. So we co-organized a summer school in Astana, our capital city, in 2020. And I also became a partial listener of these courses. We invited a lot of experts, known experts in nuclear security, non-proliferation, disarmament, specifically Dauren Aben, Torzhan Kasenova. And we also had guests from Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Kazakhstan. And in just 3 days, we educated up to 50 young people from different backgrounds regarding nuclear legacy of Kazakhstan, Soviet Kazakhstan, and how we can be involved in these processes. And this summer school became a good tradition. It's still continuing. In last year, we organized it again, and I hope it will be organized in the following years as well. But before this summer school, I somehow accidentally became a member of CTBTO youth group, which is a youth unit of Comprehensive Nuclear Test Ban Treaty Organization. So, and I was privileged to be invited as a participant to the Citizen Journalism Academy, where we covered topics regarding to nuclear security and how we should talk about it in media. And yeah, since then I became a member of also other organizations. Currently I'm working on several research papers, namely with Emerging Voices Network. It is a part of British American Information Security Council, where I am a member of working group on DEI, which is diversity, equity, and inclusion. So we are covering several, we are currently in the process of conducting research regarding how youth could be involved in policy making and decision making processes. And recently we just established our own Kazakh organization called STEP Organization for Peace, Kazakh Youth Initiative for Nuclear Justice. It unites all Kazakh people, especially young people who are concerned about nuclear security, nuclear non-proliferation and disarmament. We have both people who affected directly from nuclear, Soviet nuclear testings, and who did not. And I guess our journey is just started, and there is a lot of work beyond us. So this is briefly what I'm involved in these days.
What is the key thing you would have to do to influence policy making on a global scale as a Kazakh youth representative?
This is a really important question because youth is usually not involved in high-level decision-making and policy-making processes, and especially youth from Global South, especially from Central Asia, and specifically those people who directly affected by nuclear tests and nuclear weapons. So far, we became a part of several projects. One of them is Policy Brief, which is a collaboration project with Nuclear Age Peace Foundation, where we're covering a part regarding Central Asian nuclear weapon free zone. which was established with the initiative of Kazakhstan in Semey city, where all those nuclear weapons happened for 40 years during Soviet times. And besides that, this year, or hopefully next one, we're gonna conduct a referendum on whether building or not nuclear power plant in Kazakhstan. And I guess we as young people who are concerned about this issue and can positively contribute towards it, I guess we'll be involved in this process as well. And when it comes to international level, representing young people on MSP, for example, it's really crucial because this is a historic time. Like during this nuclear bomb week, up to 6 Kazakh young people attending it, raising Kazakh youth voice, because before that it was raised, but not on such kind of level. And I guess the number of this kind of active Kazakh people will just increase in the upcoming years. So yeah, we have a lot of ambitions, and we hope that thanks to this kind of events and this kind of organizations, it's gonna be real.
The people in Kazakhstan have terribly suffered by the nuclear testing performed by the Soviet Union. Maybe you can share a story or share some of the information that moved you emotionally, or to reflect the suffering, or to give an example of what this really means to the people in Kazakhstan.
Yeah, this is a really important question. Thank you for asking it. And I would be happy if instead of me on this chair in this room, there should be real survivors and members of affected community by those nuclear tests. But as you understand, this is really a hard topic to speak about. This is a taboo topic. It was like that for many decades, and there is still this kind of national trauma. But we're trying to cure it. We're trying to talk more about it. And when it comes to real stories by nuclear testing survivors, there are several activists who I can call you to Google now and just watch their stories. They're gonna tell it from the first hand. For example, there is a Kazakh painter without arms, Karapek Kuyukov, who is a native of Semipalatinsk. So he's one of the strongest persons I know, because without living hands, he can create masterpieces, and he sells them and raise a lot of funds and donate this money to the people who are affected by these nuclear weapons. And there are also second and third generation survivors, namely females, Aygerem Yelgilde or Aygerem Seytenova, who are also attending this conference this week. And I believe each of their story is unique. Some of them are fighting with cancer, some of them lost a lot of their family members, and it's really hard to talk about this and listen about this, but I really recommend you just to go and read about them. And also I could recommend you to also check out the fresh film by Alimjan Akhmetov. It's called I Wanna Live On. It's available on YouTube, it's free. And this is a set of stories from first, second, and third generation of nuclear test survivors. And when they tell their stories, you will understand all this pain that they suffered for several generations, and they're still suffering from it. And unfortunately, the collateral impact of nuclear tests from Soviet Union is still affecting and will affect for generations. I guess it's gonna be an endless process. That's why we are here and we are ready to work on it. Yeah.
What does the treaty for the prohibition of nuclear weapons mean for you?
So TPNW, it's a document that is supporting NPT treaty, and for me, it's a major tool to actually ban and prohibit nuclear weapons. What is interesting is that in international law, there is no concrete definition of nuclear weapons. But thanks to this kind of international agreements, we can affect and actually, let's say, demand from nuclear armed states and other organizations that lobby nuclear weapons and increasing military budget for nuclear weapons, right? So this treaty, it's something that we asked for decades, and we did it. And now our next goal is to raise awareness and ask as many states as possible to sign and ratify it. During this conference already another member state, I think Indonesia already decided to sign it. So the number of signatories is rising, which is a great progress. But there are still countries who did not sign it and also opposing towards TPNW. So yeah, I think it's one of the most important documents we have, and we have to unite together towards ratifying it around the world.
Talking about those who have not signed the treaty, Germany, our home country, is among those. Is there any specific message, speaking as a citizen of a country which has been a master in nuclear disarmament in the recent decades? What would be your message to the German government and to the Germans?
I think my message won't be specific towards Germans or German government, because my message is universal. If you stand with peace and with humanity, just listen to the stories of people who suffered from nuclear weapons, and you will understand all the philosophy behind it, why there is need for TPNW, why there is a need to MSP, why there is need to actually be concerned about nuclear weapons. I believe that people should involve more in disarmament education. There are a lot of free online resources that they can reach to, and they can educate themselves regarding the history and nuclear legacy of Kazakhstan, because our voice is usually undervalued. Let's say we are unheard mostly, but we are working towards it, and I really ask to every German citizen or European citizen to just care about it and start with learning. And when it comes to national level actions, Kazakhstan is proposing to create international trust fund where any members, any countries can actually donate financial resources, and it will be allocated among people who suffered from nuclear weapons around the world, not only Kazakhstan, but also, for example, Marshall Islands, Kiribati, and other nations. Yeah, so this is a draft project, but I believe it will be created in the upcoming years, because Kazakhstan is going to be elected as the president for the third meeting of states parties, and I hope that by that time we will have this institution where any of you or governments can donate resources and directly help to the victims of nuclear testings and nuclear weapons.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
What is thank you in Kazakh?
Rahmet.
Ahmed. Yeah, I remembered. Ahmed.
Dankeschön.
Ahmed.